Hazrat Bibi Zainab Sa, daughter of Imam Ali and Hazrat Fatimah Sa, holds a revered place in Islamic history, especially in the Shia tradition. Born in Medina on 5 Jumada al-Awwal, 5 her lineage is deeply significant. She was the granddaughter of the Prophet Muhammad PBUH, and her family, known as the al-Awwal, symbolizes piety, knowledge, and sacrifice. Her birth brought immense joy to the Prophet, who named her Zainab, meaning the adornment of her father, a name reflective of her dignity, strength, and unwavering support for her family. As she grew, she displayed intelligence and understanding, traits that earned her a place of deep respect among those who knew her. Guided by her mother, Hazrat Fatimah Sa, and taught by her father, Imam Ali, she absorbed the values of Islam, the teachings of the Quran, and the legacy of the Prophet's household. Zainab is recognized as a role model for women in Islam due to her extraordinary strength, faith, and resilience. She faced challenges with patience, always upholding the principles of justice and truth. Her character embodied moral strength, piety, and compassion, qualities she demonstrated in the most challenging circumstances. Her life reflected her commitment to Islam and the mission of her brother, Imam Hussain, and she is regarded as a beacon of empowerment for women. Through her life, Zainab demonstrated that women play an essential role in the preservation and promotion of truth, justice, and faith, making her a model of Islamic womanhood. One of the most defining aspects of Hazrat Zainab's life was her involvement in the tragic events of Karbala. She accompanied her brother Imam Hussain to Karbala, knowing the immense dangers they would face. Her unwavering support for Imam Hussein's mission to uphold justice and resist tyranny was evident throughout the journey. When they arrived in Karbala, the hostility they faced from Yazid's forces was overwhelming. Despite the hardships, she stayed by her brother's side, encouraging him and caring for the family and companions. On the day of Ashura, when Imam Hussain and his followers were martyred, Hazrat Zainab's resilience became evident. She was left to protect the surviving members of her family, particularly the children, and demonstrated unparalleled courage in the face of their immense suffering. Even when confronted with the tragic loss of her loved ones, she upheld her faith, never allowing her spirit to be broken. After the martyrdom of Imam Hussain, Hazrat Zainab was taken captive along with the remaining women and children. They were forced to endure the humiliation of being paraded through the streets of Kufa and then taken to the court of Yazid in Damascus. There, Zainab's strength and eloquence reached their pinnacle as she delivered a powerful and fearless speech. In the court of Yazid, she addressed the tyrant with unwavering conviction. Her speech, remembered and cherished by generations, emphasized the moral and spiritual failure of Yazid's regime and the justness of her brother's sacrifice. Her words exposed Yazid's cruelty and the moral decay of his rule, turning the court scene into a profound testimony of truth against oppression. She reminded Yazid that, despite his temporary victory, the truth of Islam would prevail, and the sacrifice of Imam Hussain would serve as a lasting testament to the strength of faith over tyranny. Her courage in confronting Yazid became a beacon of inspiration, symbolizing the victory of truth and justice. Hazrat Zainab's life was filled with immense trials, yet she faced them all with patience and faith. She had to endure the martyrdom of her brothers, her sons, and her closest relatives in Karbala, each loss bringing profound sorrow. Yet her commitment to the mission of Imam Hussain has never wavered. Throughout her life, she maintained a strong devotion to the teachings of the Quran, the al-Awwal, and the principles her family stood for. Her service to Islam was not only through her support for her family, but also through her role in preserving the legacy of Karbala, ensuring that the message of her brother's sacrifice would reach future generations. Hazrat Zainab lived a life marked by painful trials and sacrifices. After being freed from Yazid's captivity, she returned to Medina, where she spent her final years reflecting on the tragedies she had endured. Despite the suffering she faced, her faith never faltered, and she continued to embody the values of Islam. Her life from birth to death stands as a testament to her remarkable resilience and dedication. She died in 62, leaving behind a legacy of courage, faith, and devotion. To this day, she is remembered as an icon of patience, a woman who transformed her suffering into a powerful message of resistance against oppression. In Shia Islam, Hazrat Zainab holds a unique and revered position. She is celebrated for her role in safeguarding the message of Karbala and for her contributions to the preservation of Islamic teachings. Her story serves as a reminder of the strength of faith and the importance of standing for justice, no matter the cost. Hazrat Zainab's life exemplifies the core principles of Islam and the values upheld by the al-Awwal. Her dedication to her brother's mission, her fearless stand in Yazid's court, and her life of sacrifice make her one of the most inspiring figures in Islamic history. Her legacy continues to inspire Muslims worldwide, reminding them of the power of faith, resilience, and courage.